These are the plaintiffs, Ryan Pauletta and Darlene Malley. Ryan says he brought his truck to the defendant's self-serve car wash, and after he was done washing it, the thing caught on fire. He asked the attendant to get him a fire extinguisher, and the guy returned with a rinky-dink one that really didn't work. By the time the fire department arrived, his truck was engulfed in flames, and everyone thought it was going to blow up. Luckily, it didn't. No one was hurt. And because the defendant is legally required to have an industrial-strength fire extinguisher and didn't, his truck went up in flames. He's suing for $5,000, the value of his now burnt-up truck. This is the defendant, Bob. He says the plaintiff lifted the hood of his truck to wash his engine, which is not allowed, and it's posted on signs because it's dangerous due to the grease. But the plaintiff did it anyway. Once the fire was extinguished by the fire department, the plaintiff apologized to him because the fire had burned the side of his building. Then, months later, he gets a lawsuit claiming the fire was his fault due to a fire extinguisher that wasn't working. He thinks that's crazy, but hey, go for it. He's accused of fanning the flames. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $5,000, the cost to rebuild his fire-damaged car wash.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Ryan Pauletta and Darlene Malley?
Yes.
Okay, what's the relationship between you two?
My mother.
That's your mother? Okay. You are suing Bob. That's all you want. Bob and his company. Bob is here for his company. And you own what? A
Car wash.
car wash. Okay. For $5,000, you say you're actually out more than that, for damages to your car that you say are his fault. You have a counterclaim against him for $5,000. You say you're actually out more than that to repair the burnt siding on your building. What happened? What happened?
It was a nice day. I stopped to wash my truck off.
What kind of truck?
It was a 2010 Ford F-150. I stopped, rinsed the truck off, popped the hood, sprayed the radiator off because it had bugs all in it. Where we live in upstate New York, we get a lot of bugs. And shut the hood, and the truck was running funny. I pulled it out, popped the hood, was looking, underneath the hood. I used to be a Ford mechanic. I was trying to figure out why the truck wasn't running correctly. After a little while, keys were in my pocket. I went across the street to have a cup of coffee, came back, and I noticed some smoke, and it basically kind of lit itself on fire. I don't know.
Well, you used to be a Ford mechanic. What happened?
Well, Ford put a motor in it under warranty about 4 months prior to that. And that was the first time I washed the truck, to be honest with you, because it was the wintertime mostly.
Right, but that's not...
I just think it was something to do with water from coming down the windshield, something. Something caused a short somewhere for it to catch on fire.
Well, you put a hose in you popped the engine up. You just described how you...
No, just the radiator, the front of the radiator. The radiator is as far away from the engine. I just sprayed the bugs off the radiator, shut the hood. That's all I did. I didn't watch
How careful were you? Because if you're telling me you think it went on fire because of water, that's...
No, I didn't wash the engine off. Just sprayed the radiator out. Whatever it was, there was some kind of electrical short in it.
Are you suing Ford?
Not currently, no.
Not currently, but you've seen a lawyer about suing Ford?
Everybody told me since I didn't get hurt not to mess with it.
Because it would only
I can't afford it.
No, since you didn't get hurt, they don't want to mess with it.
Well,
did you get hurt? Oh, darn.
Exactly. Exactly.
No, I know, because the problem is, and it makes sense, it sounds awful, but it makes sense, is that the lawyer's then going to have to, he can't charge you a percentage of the win, because the win would be the value of a 2010 Ford. So he's going to have to charge you by the hour, and that makes it prohibitive.
Correct.
That's why they're telling you to walk away. But you don't walk away. You sue him. What did he do wrong?
If I had a fire extinguisher, by law in New York State, he's supposed to have fire extinguishers, not for private property, not just for personal customers' property, but for his own property. And there was a little fire extinguisher this big that hadn't worked in forever. The attendant that was there, I asked him to grab me a fire extinguisher, called 911. He came back with the fire extinguisher. I asked him to pull the pin, and there's no pin. And as soon as I grabbed the fire, there was nothing in it. It was flat empty.
And at that point, is it still smoke or is it now fire?
There is flame now. There is flame.
Is your hood open or closed?
The hood was open, windows were open, keys were in my pocket, truck wasn't even running. And it was just sitting there. After getting on the phone with 911, ran inside. The kid says, well, we have a hose. I turn the hose on, and it's a car wash.
What if it's a grease fire in there?
No, there's no grease, ma'am. It was a brand new engine, clean. That's why I didn't wash the whole engine off, because you're not really supposed to do that.
No, you're not.
I just rinsed it.
In fact, you have signs all over the place saying, "Do not rinse your engines here."
Yet they sell engine
Let me
degreaser.
see the yet what?
Yet they sell engine degreaser.
So they don't want you doing it there. All right. Let me see a picture of those signs. You have a picture of those signs? No grease cleaning. Okay. Please, no engine washing, mud deposits, degreasing. Why do you have these signs? What is it you're worried about?
Well, first of all, we don't want any grease or any oil, and we do not sell any engine degreaser.
Okay, you don't need to look at him. What are you going to do, punch him? Look at me and talk to me. You're like,
basically, it's not really good to spray inside an engine compartment. It could be dangerous.
okay. Mom, you wanted to say something.
Oh, as far as responsibility, the insurance company could not settle or decide what really caused the fire. So as a result of that, there was really nothing that we could do to go on to Ford. And I wasn't even going to proceed with this. But as time elapsed after the fire in June, up until October, I would drive by, because I go that way all the time, and I never saw a fire extinguisher. I'd take some pictures here and there, never saw an extinguisher. And
Wait, you didn't see it as in your drive-by, or you went inside?
No, well, all the bays are open, and there's not always...
There's not an office?
There is, but there's usually not anybody there when I go by.
Did you call the government and drop a dime on them so that they come and they find them?
Actually, I found the fire inspector, and he didn't even know about the fire. How that happens, I have no idea.
How does he not know about a fire he sent? Because the fireman came.
Yes, he should have known.
How did the fireman turn down? Do you have pictures? Did you video the fire?
I didn't video it, ma'am. I did.
No,
I
he
can't
was
find the video. I do
too
have.
shaken.
I figured, hey, come on. Your generation cannot help but video the fire.
Got my stuff and got out of there.
So you got into the truck while it was on fire?
Yeah, I had to get my wallet, my phone, and my book
No,
bag.
you didn't.
Keys,
You
yeah.
think you did.
It wasn't completely engulfed in flames. Where
Oh, so
it
now
was.
you're a fireman too. Now you know just how long it's going to take for that car to explode.
I had no idea.
This is a picture of the fire? Mm-hmm. Okay. And did you go in to get your
Not
phone
like
and
that.
all that before or after?
Way before.
Okay.
Way before that.
Didn't your insurance company pay you the value of the car?
Yes, they did.
Oh, okay,
And that's
okay.
exactly what he owed.
Well, that's how this stuff
I know,
works.
I
In
know.
other words, you have been fully compensated for the value of your
the truck.
loss.
Yes, we did.
So if you've been fully compensated for the cost, what is it you're suing for here today? You want your
Deductible.
deductible. You want, because you had a different policy for your belongings?
Under the homeowner's insurance, they covered it. They wouldn't cover
Okay.
my business stuff.
So that's two different deductibles. Your out-of-pocket rental costs are his fault. Your cost of extra care warranty, $1,500. What are you talking about?
You see, when the car was deemed totaled, we said, when they came up with this price, we said, well, what happened with the new engine? The engine only had X amount of miles on it since it was put in. He goes, well, because he didn't pay for the engine.
Who
it was
didn't pay
under
for the
warranty,
engine?
I
Ryan.
didn't pay for the engine.
It was,
Can you explain to me how you figure that gives you $1,500?
well, that's what we paid for the extra warranty.
How long ago?
2 years?
Yeah,
2 or 3.
I believe so.
Right. Why would he have to pay for your warranty? Why don't you just sue him for your registration for your car and your insurance and the dice hanging from the window?
Because we didn't get it.
Okay.
We got
Well,
such
you only
little
got
back.
2 years of it.
No,
Come
it's just
on.
that-
Look, but seriously, think about what you're doing. You burned the side of his building because your car went on fire. And how is this his fault? What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
Okay. Now, did your employee ever tell you anything about the fire extinguisher?
Yes, he did.
What did he say?
He said he ran in, he got the fire extinguisher, it didn't work. I received a phone call from the worker. He said, Bob, there's a car on fire here. We called 911. And I said, is everybody okay? Let me speak to the gentleman that was there. He says, geez, I'm really sorry. We burnt the siding off your building. I do contracting. I'll take care of it. I'll get with you and we'll do whatever we have to do. I said, no problem, as long as everybody's okay. I asked my worker, I said, can you just please get his name and his number? Well, the
Did
worker
he do that?
He didn't do it. So,
Okay.
and months have gone by, and I get this letter in the mail saying the gentleman's suing me for the fire, and I said I didn't understand what was going on.
So did you go through your insurance to get it repaired or no?
No, I didn't.
It's still like that?
It's like that, yes.
Do you have pictures?
Yes, I do.
And so you figured, okay, your employee didn't get his name and address, unbelievable, but I'm going to have to eat this, and the next thing you know, you're getting sued.
I'm getting sued.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, if the plaintiff caused the fire by spreading the grease around, is the defendant responsible because he didn't have a fire extinguisher?
The defendant's not responsible.
Because
he wasn't part of it.
Well, he may not have been part of it, but the argument is he should have had a fire extinguisher. It would have minimized any damage.
Yeah, but it's still negligence on the owner's part.
No doubt. What do you say?
Yeah, same. It's the owner's fault.
Owner's fault.
Yeah.
Even if they should have been a fire extinguisher, let's just say there should have.
Yes.
Tough luck.
Yes.
Okay, going inside the courtroom.
I received a phone call from the fire inspector from the town of Poughkeepsie, which said, I need to come out and take a look at something. And long story short, he comes out and he looks at it and he says, well, I see that, the fire extinguisher you had was not working. We did put a fire extinguisher inside, that was good. But he said to me, there is nothing at a car wash that requires, or any codes whatsoever, for you to have a public fire extinguisher for anyone.
Now, you have a counterclaim against, oh, by the way, did you get fined or anything by the guys? No. So your counterclaim against him is for damaging your siding. Do you have pictures of the siding? Yes, you do. Ooh, look at that. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have an estimate for the repair of the siding?
Yes.
Oh, my Lord. All right.
I have a couple other pictures of the condition of the building.
Yeah, I
Besides the
do want to see that. Do you have just one proposal, or do you have a couple?
I just got the one. In fact,
Who is this person? A friend of yours?
contractor.
Friend of yours?
Not a friend, just a contractor I've used before.
Did you tell him to blow it up?
In fact, I asked him, I said it seemed high.
It does seem high. And so, did you say to him at one point, I do siding? All right, I'm handy.
He explained to me, he said if you wanted to fix it for me, he was like, you could do it. I said, only a couple pieces of siding. I was like, can't be more than a couple $100.
Why would you think it's a couple of pieces of siding? You've melted the side of the guy's building. How is that a couple of pieces of siding?
I just see like 4 or 5 pieces of siding. Oh, the bottom part,
He suggested that you do it, not you suggested, not you said, I'm sorry, I can do this, I'll fix it for you, not that?
He said, if you want to fix it.
Okay. I do think it's a little high, so I'm going to do here what we call rough justice. I'm on your claim against him, 0. On his claim against you, $3,500. That's my judgment. Good luck, folks.
Both sides hold.
Well, this is kind of an interesting twist. The plaintiffs bring this case to court. They lose on their case, and they also lose on the countersuit because she filed against you for $3,500 there.
It's ridiculous.
Kind of surprising, huh?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Sure is, especially
Doesn't make
when
any sense.
The chief of the fire bureau, which I couldn't get in,
Well-
has said that it is in his air that he's supposed to, in a building like that, have a fire extinguisher.
He said he checked and no. The answer was no, because there's no
He didn't speak
internal
to the
place
bureau-
there.
To the fire bureau. He just spoke to the inspector of the
Well,
town.
isn't that good enough?
No,
Guess
apparently.
not.
You don't think so? Well, the judge thought it was. I'll ask him about that anyway. Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
You've learned, but you did get money back for your car, so
Yeah.
not all was lost. That was from insurance. Here comes Bob, the defendant. You must feel pretty good now, right now, don't you?
I'm happy with the outcome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and you're going to get your siding repaired, and hopefully it'll help you sell the building.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All is well.
All is well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Harvey?
Okay, I mean, this is a very good lesson that if you sue somebody, you can always be countersued and can end up losing in the end. It's something to consider.